Hello everyone, it's Kathy and welcome back to my YouTube channel and back into my craft room. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can see, I had this beautiful snowflake card. Look at the glimmer. But when I went to look up the information for what I had used on this card, I realized that this blue glimmer paper was actually retired, and it made me so sad. But I will not be deterred because we have some other glimmer paper. So I grabbed out one of my favorite colors, and guess what color that is? Does anybody know me? I'm going to use this beautiful red glimmer paper. I'm going to move this one out of the way, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. Let's start off with our card base. I have a card base of thick basic white, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. This is a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and just folded at 4 1/4. And then, like I said, I have this beautiful piece of red glimmer, and we have a pack of that. Let me find my pack. What did I do? Oh, it's right here in front of me. This is called the Real Red and White, and you get 2 colors of glimmer in this pack. It is stunning paper. The red is absolutely gorgeous, but the white is equally as gorgeous. This right here is beautiful for snowbanks, but I'm going to actually concentrate on the red today. And the reason for that is I want to use a piece of that beautiful snowflake vellum. This is actually flocked. It has a raised fuzzy side to it. It is beautiful. This one isn't like the iridescent that y'all saw me use in the cards the other day, the little center pop-up window card. This is actually has like a flocking on it, so that feels like felt raised up on here. Beautiful. And when you lay it on top of this red glimmer paper, look how beautiful that is. And then put that all on a white card, and you have yourself a beautiful card. But we're not done. I use the So Many Snowflakes. Is this the right set? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is the one I use. I'm thinking, yeah, this is the new one. I don't know that it is. This might be a retired set too. I'm going with it at this point. You know what? Some of you may have this. If you don't, then by all means grab your, there's another one called something Flurries. And I think that was the one I was thinking that I had, but I didn't. What did I do with that one? Let's see if I stuck it down here. I'm just totally miscombobulated today. You know, we all have those days, and I guess today is no different for me. I'm looking through my other dies to see, yeah, the Frosted Flurries. This is the one that I thought that I had, and you can cut these out as well as the ones I did. But since I've already done these, I have got to move my retired sets out of my basket with my current sets. That's what got me in trouble. But actually, in my defense, and yeah, I'm going to defend myself, when I was working on my craft fair, I pulled out a lot of my retired items to use. That's why they were in my bin, and I grabbed them. Oh well. Anyway, you can use the Frosted Flurries. This is the new Frosted Flurries that's in our mini catalog. These will cut out your image. These ones cut out like I showed you on the back of the little card that I made. This one, these cut this out. So like if you lay this one down, you're going to get this impression. This one was done with this. So then you can pop these up like that and give your card a little extra something. So see how cute those come up, and I don't have them glued down, so they should pop up. Well, I didn't think I glued them all down. Maybe some of them did hit the glue. But that's what these two do. So if you're interested in what is current, which is what I'm supposed to be showing you, this is your current Snowflake set, and it is equally as gorgeous, and it will work too. But since I've already cut out my snowflakes and I don't want to waste this beautiful glimmer paper, I'm going to go ahead and go with it. I'm doing this card identical to the blue one, but I'm doing it with the red and white instead of the blue and white, and I think it's gorgeous. We're going to lay this right across the middle, and then we have these. I have 4 of these snowflakes. I have 2 bigger ones and I have 2 smaller ones, and then I have a white one that I cut out of thick basic white. That's going to go right there. And then I have a scrap of paper, and I'm going to grab my real red ink, and I want to use this Handmade Wishes stamp set because I want to use this little ditty, and we're going to use it with a punch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it onto my piece of white cardstock just like that. I'm going to grab a stamp block and pick that up. It won't hurt. It definitely will not hurt to grab your Stampin' Pierce mat. So I'm going to grab that. That helps when you're using a photopolymer stamp. It gives you the cushion under your stamps. You ever wonder why the cling stamps actually stamp so good? It's they have that foam built in, and the photopolymer don't. So because of that, the Stampin' Pierce mat lets you get a beautiful image every time. So I am going to go ahead and grab my, oh gosh, no. Oh, look what I just did. I just ruined that card. Oh, like I'm saying, it has been one of those days for me. Let's just hope that it gets better. I'll see if I can salvage that card some way. But I am going to grab my Stampin' Scrub and see if I can clean up a little bit of this mess that I've made. You know, and this happens to the best of us. This is just one of those things that happens, and it's, you know, no fault of mine. It's just, this is just the nature of the beast. And sometimes we have boo-boos, we have things that happen. I just went ahead and squirted a little bit of my Stampin' Mist onto my Stampin' Scrub, and that gives me a nice little soapiness. And then I'll bring it over here and dry it off. And that just really cleans that stamp really well. So I'm going to grab, I have another stamp block loaded up with Merry Christmas. And I am going to go ahead, bring this back over, and this is going to go like this. And I want to stamp that Merry Christmas in just like that. So I'm going to ink that up. Check my ink and make sure I got it on there really good, because the way today's going, haha. And I'm going to stamp that right there and up. Very good. And again, I am going to lay this over here. Let's close this ink pad. And now for future reference, I will not sit a card. This really makes me sad. So I'm going to bring over my Stampin' Scrub, and I'm going to go ahead and clean this block and stamp so I don't get that red ink on something else. So we're just going to go ahead and clean that up really well, just like that. And let's go ahead and put this back over here. Try to keep my tools where they're handy, and I always know where to reach to get them. That helps me so much when I'm stamping. All right, I want to grab the punch that goes with this stamp set, and it is it is called the Handmade Tag Punch, and it goes with that Handmade Wishes stamp set. Oh my word. So I'm going to take my snips. If you stamp this where it's got a little edge right there, just cut that off, and that gives you a place to get that down in there so that you can get this evenly around your stamp. something like that. Well, let's see if I can get a little bit better handle on this and see if I can get it in there straight. Over just a little bit. Something like that. That looks so pretty. Alright, so let's go ahead now and bring everything back over and let's put our card together. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and glue this piece of vellum. And we know how hard it is to glue. But you see all of this flocking on this piece is going to help us to be able to put glue behind here without it showing. Plus we have that middle section where, I tell you what, let's do this first. Let's glue, this will help us. Let's glue this solid piece across the middle of our card. Just like that. So I know I want that to go there. I'm going to actually use Stampin' Seal Plus for this, and I'm going to run a strip along that side and this side because I really want this to adhere. Now, to help me make sure I'm getting this straight, I'm going to line this up on my grid, and I'm going to look and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need this to go in between the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this needs to go right about here. So I'm going to stick that down just like that, and that helps me know that I'm getting that nice and even. Now you can see that we have a place back here where we can put adhesive, so I'm going to use Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to run that Stampin' Seal in the same place that I did the red glimmer piece. So then I'm going to come in here, and wherever I have these little leaves and snowflakes and petals or whatever, these are actually snowflakes, I'm going to run glue where the white is showing because that won't show. Isn't that neat? So this is great. This is just absolutely wonderful for getting your glue down onto your pieces. So now let's lift this up and bring over our glimmer piece, and now we want to set this down onto our piece of red glimmer. Be mindful of your borders. You want to make sure you get that nice and even. Now I like to turn it over and rub it because I don't want to rub a lot on this on that flocking. I want that to stay nice and pretty. Alright, so now we can strategically lay out our little snowflakes. The little white one I want right there. I want one right here and maybe one right there. Isn't that pretty? I didn't think I would like it in the red, but you know what? It's as stunning in the red as it is in the blue. And thank goodness I got enough to remake that card because even though that card, the paper is no longer available, maybe that's why I messed it up, because y'all can't buy that beautiful blue glimmer paper anymore, and that probably would make some of you very sad. And I do apologize for bringing a product on that's no longer available. I wasn't even thinking. I found it in my stash and I thought, oh, the blue glimmer paper. I love it. That'd be gorgeous with the snowflakes. Haha. Okay, rule of thumb, from now on, I need to double check the papers before I use them to make sure they're available. Alright, I'm putting these down. They don't have to glue completely. I think it gives it a nice air if some of the little edges are sticking up. But you don't want them to, you know, stick up enough to get caught. Isn't that gorgeous? Ah, so pretty. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and run some more glue along these pieces. I'm just trying to get enough of glue on here to make sure this will adhere. And y'all know I always like to put a little pressure against it to make sure that everything's sticking down. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to go around the outer edge of this and come down like that. And then I'm just going to set this snowflake right here. Something like that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now this one I want to pop up. I want this to be popped up on dimensionals. So I'm going to grab my regular size dimensionals, and I'm going to put one in each corner, and then probably one in the middle, just to kind of balance everything off so that it doesn't feel wonky on the card. We don't do wonky. Alright, so let's just go ahead and pull these off. All these little backers off and into our trash can. Those things end up everywhere. If you use them like I do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm going to center this, not center it, but to the right. But I want to make sure that it's nice and straight. Something like that. Oh, so pretty. Now all we need to do is glue this piece to our card base. And I'm going to use liquid glue for this. I've got enough of layers that I'm not afraid to do this with the liquid glue. And then I'm going to set that down something like that. And you know, sometimes it doesn't hurt to do something that is a little untraditional. And what is more untraditional than red and white snowflakes? But I love it. I think they turned out gorgeous. Now we're going to also add some gems to this. So I have my rhinestone basic jewels, and I think they give you just the right amount of glimmer and sparkle that this card calls for. So I'm going to pull these over. I want a couple of these bigger ones. Oops. I'm going to put one right here. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want that one there. I want these bigger ones in the bigger snowflakes. That's what I want to do. Right in the middle. Just to give it a little bit more. Isn't that gorgeous? Are y'all loving this card as much as I am? Then I'm going to grab the smaller ones, and I'm going to put one in the middle of each one of the smaller snowflakes. Just like that. Yes, I'm using a lot of gems on this card, but I think it calls for it. Then I'm going to use these even smaller ones, and I'm going to put these in the rounded area of this little tag, our little punch. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I hope y'all do. Now I'm going to cut another piece of real red, and I've got a full piece of cardstock right here, and I am going to, let's move our card and our gems and all of my little paraphernalia out of our way so we can bring up our paper trimmer. And I am going to cut two pieces of cardstock. I want a piece of real red, and I want a piece of the basic white. So we might have a basic white already in here. Let me look. Oh yeah, I've got white bases. So I'm going to cut this at 4. Hey y'all, I'll get there, okay? I will get there. Now we're going to cut that down to 4 and then 5 1/4. Like that. And now the white piece needs to be cut down to 3 3/4. Another 1/4 inch off of it that way, and a 1/4 inch off this way. So 3 3/4 by 5. Don't fret over any of the measurements. They will all be on the blog in my PDF tutorial. So, and that is a free download for you to go and pick up and take advantage of it. because that's why I put them out there. So I want my cards to be easy for everyone to make. Now I'm going to need that real red ink pad again. And you know, I'm almost afraid to bring it out because I'm dangerous. But y'all know that, right? And I need a stamp set with some Christmas sentiments. Christmas blessings to you and yours. This is from the Mistletoe Magic, and I love this set. It's so gorgeous. May the miracle of the season bring peace. Oh, I love that too. Merry Christmas. I'm going to stick with the Christmas blessings to you and yours. I like that font. I think I'm going to bring it down and use the Merry Christmas with it. I love this Merry Christmas. I'm crazy about these fonts. I think they're beautiful. I'm going to take that off of the red mat just for a moment, because what I want to do is make sure I'm getting these nice and straight. So I'm going to sit them down like that. And I'm stamping it up high because I want to make sure that it's up high enough that gives you enough of room at the bottom to stamp your, write your little message. So I'm gonna, that does not look straight. Maybe that's why my paper was crooked. That looks straight to y'all. Okay, we're going to go with it. And I'm going to ink that up in my red ink right over here. Let's get this all over. I'm trying to stay zoomed in so that you can see up close what I'm doing, but I'm trying to stay in frame as well. So I'm going to slide that ink pad out of my way. I'm going to come in right about here and stamp. And I'm going to give that ink just a few minutes to make sure that it transfers over. I love that. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. And now we can go ahead and put this onto here. And if you wanted to, you could stamp a little something else on the inside. I'm not, for the sake of time. I wanted this to be a quick video. So I'm just going to run my liquid glue all along there, and I am going to center that on there just like that. Give it a good little press. Oops. And now we're ready to put this inside of our card, and this card, it will be done. And what a beautiful card. I wanted to bring the blue one back over and show it to you as well. On my blog, I will have pictures of both of them. I think I had taken a picture of that blue card before I made a mess out of it. Or I'll make the other one and put it up and show it. But you know what? Maybe not, because I don't have those products to sell, and it's just not good for me to do that. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just go with this, because that one is equally as beautiful. Don't you think it's gorgeous? Let me know in the comments if you like red snowflakes, if that would be a card that you would actually make and give to someone. I would so give this card to someone because I think it's gorgeous. So thanks so much for tuning in today with all of my boo-boos and my blunders. But you know what? We had fun. At least I did. I hope y'all did too. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products that I used, the glimmer paper, this beautiful Snowflake Splendor specialty paper, it comes in iridescent and the it's beautiful. And all of those items are over on my website. There'll be a link below the video where you can go there, or you can just go to my blog, and everything is on my blog. Everything that you will need is there on my blog, so you can grab whatever you need right there. So thank you once again. God bless and keep you, and as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. So until we craft again, take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.